right? And my favorite thing is I looked at the video description and it was all like, please go subs to this guy on Twitch. His name is Mike, the guy that he talked to, because he's like a fucking war hero. He's a veteran, right? And I'm just laughing my goddamn ass off. Mike never completed basic training.
But fucking Matt, if you ever want to get on the air sometime with me, go one-on-one and talk your shit, I'll bring it, dude. I ain't afraid of anything you got to say because everything I've done in my life has been honorable.
What's up, everybody? This is Drumr828, and if you've seen the clip going around of Matt talking about, you know, how terrible his situation is and how it's unfair and none of it's true, and he's pretty much trying to take back, you know, what everybody already knows about him and his false flagging ways. He's just doing a big recant of everything, that his whole apologies and all this stuff. He's just saying that we're all terrible and mean. But a very interesting part of that whole stream where he did all of that was he brought up Mike. And he really threw Mike under the bus. And I just really wanted to give Mike a chance to give him a nice little retort here. Mike, how you doing, man?
Hey.
So yes. I showed you the clip.
Like, you know, I fucked up. I did. I've apologized. Not doing that shit. Fucking going about my goddamn business. But people like this is my favorite one. So this one guy, I don't even know what the fuck his channel is called. Doesn't even really matter. Somehow dug into like a guy I went to fucking film school with. I got this interview with him.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And I didn't watch it because I didn't give much of a shit. But one of my friends who knew that guy who went to film school with us did watch it. And he hits me up and he's like, oh my God, he's lying his ass off. Right. And my favorite thing is I looked at the video description and it was all like, please go subs to this guy on Twitch. His name is Mike, the guy that he talked to, because he's like a fucking war hero. He's a veteran. Right. And I'm just laughing my goddamn ass off. Mike never completed basic training. Mike got injured in basic training, got a medical discharge, used that and the GI Bill to go to community college to get multiple degrees, to do nothing with it, to end up having to go live in Las Vegas with his wife's parents for years. And the only reason why he was butthurt about everything was because all of us moved to Los Angeles to pursue our careers, and he stayed behind because he had nothing. He had nothing. And so when you sit there and you do a video talking to a guy who's by like the most like not, I want to say the guy was lazy.
Yeah, that shows you the level of class that Matt has. He took a really dark situation from my life and tried to be very disrespectful about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in nowhere did you and I ever talk really about anything about my service other than as a disabled vet.
Yeah, that's that was the gist of it, man. And Matt tried to say that I called you a war hero and all this stuff, and my whole thing was, no, we didn't even really talk about that. It came up briefly where you said you were a disabled vet and all that, and so, you know, I included that when I kind of gave you credit for being cool enough to be in an interview with me here, and I wanted to send people your way, kind of give you some support for helping me out. I wanted to help you out, and part of what I put in there was, hey, give Mike some support. He's a disabled vet, you know, and apparently that rubbed Matt the wrong way. How do you feel about that?
I've had others treat my service very similarly, and it is unfortunate. He is not lying when he said I did get injured in basic training. Yeah. And I'd like to get into that. I'd like to talk more about what I've been through to kind of put a reality to what he was trying to say.
Okay.
But to take anybody's service, no matter how long it is, and try and create a shade and be that disrespectful shows you the little character that guy has.
Yeah.
I prior to going into the military, I worked for the Boy Scouts as a Boy Scout from 10, 21. Everything was about trying to become an astronaut. I mean, I was a big dreamer when I was a little kid. I wanted to do it, but I chose a really hard path. Instead of trying to just go through college, I was going to go through enlisted and try and become a pilot that way. And that didn't work out for me. So in basic training, I had the most embarrassing injury. You're there doing good, and all of a sudden you just have a freak accident, and that freak accident is what's leaving me sick right now. Damn. I broke my back and neck. Holy and shit, it took me out, and that was in 93. And from 93 to 2007, I kept fighting my ass off for different careers. I worked for PrimeNet, which became Frontier Global Center, big data provider here when the internet went boom. I was responsible for going into cities that didn't have any internet and building their POP locations.
Oh wow!
I've worked for SPAWAR, which is Space and Naval Warfare Command, which was basically the communications between our Pacific Fleet and the fleet in the Middle East. I've worked for Dell Computers. And when my injury finally got so bad that I couldn't do that stuff anymore, that's when I went back to school. Okay. I didn't use the GI Bill. I had to use what's called vocational rehab, which basically means my military injury caused me not to be able to work anymore in the ways that I was used to working. And because of that injury, it put me in school and put me in contact with Matt. And I was trying to build a film company because I knew that one day my injury was going to get to a point where it was going to take me down. And that would have been nice to have a company running that I could have got through that. Instead, that didn't happen. And he's right. I had to go live with my in-laws. And that's pretty fucked up of him to try and use that as a negative. You know, I went from having a lot and having a production company to having nothing because I lost the use of my arm.
Holy shit, man.
I had to go live on pain pills for a while because it was just, I was in the hospital 2 or 3 times a week throwing up.
God damn.
Because the pain would just be so intense. That's when the injury in my neck went south. By 2009, though, I get a surgery, and we fused my neck. And we think that would be the end of it, but no, that started a whole new chapter to where now I have this stupid brain disease that I deal with, and it robbed me of most everything in my life.
God damn.
And
that's terrible.
The whole time, from 93, from when I've gotten injured to now, I have helped a lot of vets. I work with inside the VA system. Vets always helping vets. Help other vets come in from war, how to find their services, how to get their disability so they can also go back to school and retrain. Being a patriot doesn't just happen on the battlefield, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And it really was sad to hear him talk that disrespectfully about what I'd been through, even though my military service was short on the military side. I've never stopped fighting for the vets here. I've worked with many in the VA to try and help them deal with the traumas that they've endured out there on the battlefield. I don't think Matt's done any service for anybody but himself.
Yeah, there's no question about that.
Yeah, I don't think he has any experience other than a movie theater. And for that little fucker to open his fat mouth and try and disrespect me or any vet that got injured in training, it happens. I mean, that's the job of training, especially when you're at Fort Benning trying to become a ranger. You know, it's their job to kick the shit out of you, and the people that fall off the wagon, that's tough shit. Well, I happen to be one of those guys, but I didn't quit living. You know? Yeah.
Well, man, let me tell you, it's fucked up, man. If somebody's got the balls to go out there and with every intention attempt to serve in the military, who the fuck is MundaneMatt to try to piss on that?
Right.
He's just it was absolutely disgusting, man. And I I know I shouldn't be surprised, but I will say I was surprised by that, man. I think if anything, you were actually nicer in your descriptions of Matt than I actually felt comfortable with in that last interview. You were giving him compliments. Hey, he's actually talented at coming up with screenplays, or he was doing that. And you know, I was really hoping you were about to dig into them. You didn't. You actually handled it very fairly and a lot more level-headed than I think I would. I have a problem with getting a hot head, and I'd just start digging into people. I'd say it speaks.
Yeah,
it speaks quite well for you for how you handled it.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's not my. I don't usually spend any time trying to go after people negatively. What's the point? You know, I just try and speak the truth.
Yeah,
I try and be honest. I try and help people. And I can't tell you how many times it comes back to bite me, but it doesn't stop me from helping others. There's givers in this world and there's takers. And Matt's obviously not much of a giver. He talks a lot of shit. Him and me, our problems started because of his shit talking. And now let's see, that was 2007. We're 2018. We're 11 years later and he's still doing the same fucking shit. That guy hit me up on Discord immediately. That guy watched that video. He's a liar. Yeah. All he does is lie. And he doesn't use anything factual. No names. I just have a friend.
Shit. Yeah, my friend watched it. I didn't watch it, but here I am. I'm going to give a critique and breakdown of a video I didn't watch. You know? And
he wants to throw shade on someone. Like, I am nobody, really. I had a chance to try and be somebody, but my injuries really got me. I'm fucked. But I'm no longer living with my in-laws. Thank God for my in-laws. My family would have been screwed without them because I lost everything, you know? Yeah. And I had to rebuild from that. If I wouldn't have served at all, I'd have been done. So, you know, I'm very respectful for the system we have. It's taking care of myself, my family. It's trying to get me the right medical attention to try and get me through this. I mean, this has totally stopped my life, and I've lost the last 10 years.
God damn.
And every day is a fight for me. And it all stems back to my injury in basic training. And I can't help that happened, but it defined my life. Yeah. Everything changed in my life in that moment. I went from thinking I was going one direction to having to go a different direction. And I never quit. I've been a car salesman. I've washed windows on skyscrapers, you know, coming off on ropes because I can rappel. Yeah, because I was always no fear. That's why I wanted to be a movie producer. When I was in Voc Rehab and I said, you know what, I'm going to lock in and go to school for film. She's like, you sure you can do this? You got to really have confidence. I'm like, I don't know too many people more confident in my own skills. I'm very good at learning stuff and I'm good at applying it. So yeah, I think I can do this. That's why I went after it. I wasn't afraid. And that's why Matt latched on to me. Him and we made a good team because of that. Because I didn't have fear. I saw problems and I solved them. The only problem I haven't been able to solve is this injury that is really just, it's messed me up good. And you got to make the best of life, you know. It hasn't stopped me from helping people. I still help people. I just have to do it online. I work with disabled people online in a virtual community. I never stop. And one day I'll find a cure for what I'm going through, and maybe I'll get back into film. Maybe I'll do something else. Who knows? But you know what? I know what Matt will be doing. Absolutely fucking nothing. Yeah. Because that guy got a big ass mouth, and he's not loyal to anybody.
Yeah, it definitely seems like it. I mean, just those comments, man. As soon as I was hearing him talk about you, I was like, dude, I need to hit up Mike. I want to hear. I want to hear what he says about.
And then
this.
He's like telling me, what was it? I'm jealous that they went to Hollywood. Yeah. I was not jealous. Yeah. I couldn't go. The reason they had to go to Hollywood is because I was done. I was broke. I couldn't work anymore, and the studio was falling apart. There was no jealousy. That they took him because he had money, and then they kicked his ass out.
Oh, no shit.
So there was 3 of them that went. 2 of them are successful in Hollywood. He's fucking nobody. So no one's jealous of Matt Jarbo. No one is jealous of you, Matt Jarbo. Nobody. You're a fat slob with no respect.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. It's fucking crazy. What do you think about him? Are you surprised that he's, after apologizing and trying to atone for everything, out of the blue now, he's trying to act like it never happened? Does that surprise you at all?
No. No. No.
And he's mad.
I don't have any more to say about that. Yeah.
He's mad that people remember it. It's the
you know how Trump is. He sees something on Fox, he has to respond to it. Someone probably pinged him, brought it back to his memory, and now that he was all done apologizing, he wanted to throw a little shade my way. Which, what is it? Doesn't do him any good. Doesn't hurt me. I'm nobody. I don't got a YouTube channel, and at my Twitch, I can barely do that because of the fucking thing I got to deal with. I barely do that once a month if I can, so it's not like I had tons of viewers. So I have no idea what his motivation was other than to try and save face to his pathetic crowd.
Yeah,
and they are. If they follow him and think he speaks truth and that what he says is great, they are pathetic because that guy says nothing that's worth value.
Yeah, so far I haven't heard anything worth listening to, man.
Listening to that guy talk wastes time, which was the big argument between him and I in the last few films we worked on, because I'd be working my ass off with these people and he'd be in the back running his mouth, blah, 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 just talking shit. And that's what he does. And that's what he's going to try and be famous for. Good luck, Matt.
Yeah.
You're going to need it, dude.
Whew.
He's like a little narcissist and it ain't doing him any good.
Mm-hmm. Well, he
doesn't understand that if you're making money on YouTube and you're a fat liar and everybody figures it out and your viewership goes away, you ain't going to make shit. So you're just blowing a hole in your business model.
Yeah,
Don't go throwing stones at me because I got nothing but the truth.
Yeah, he's been hanging out in a little crew of people that themselves have been exposed doing all kinds of shady shit online, and I think the influence of these people have led him to adopt the same tactics, which is to just pop back up and deny, and it's pretty hard to do with this much video evidence floating around on the internet.
But fucking Matt, if you ever want to get on the air sometime with me, go one-on-one and talk your shit, I'll bring it, dude. I ain't afraid of anything you got to say because everything I've done in my life has been honorable.
Well, hell yeah. I'll tell you what,
that's
man.
my gauntlet to him.
That's a great place to leave it off at. MundaneMatt, you should be fucking ashamed of yourself. Mike, is there any way that people can help you out? Is there any projects you're working on, or is there any sites where people can come show you some support somehow?
Man, I don't have anything like that set up. I get a good assistance from the government helping me out right now, trying to keep me afloat. I just my over there on my Twitch, but I'm barely there because the stupid thing with my head, it makes it difficult to play a game and talk with people and try and keep all that concentration level going.
Well, I'll be sure to include a link to your Twitch, just like in the last interview that we did. And if you want to check out Mike, anybody out there in the audience, be sure to just go click on it. Give Mike some support.
Because it gets to my Discord. I believe my Discord is there, so they can always come chat with me.
Okay, cool.
I believe I have a link there that'll link them to me, and then I can talk. I don't mind helping anybody talk about what they've been through, helping them figure out how to get into the VA system if they're a veteran and don't know how to connect. That's what I'm about. I'm about just helping people get to the place where they need to be.
Well, hell yeah, Mike. Well, Mike, I really appreciate you taking the time to clarify the situation here. Another situation that MundaneMatt has gone out of his way to try to cloud up, and I think we definitely got to the bottom of it, and we've learned quite a bit about you, man. And I want you to know that I got a lot of respect for you, Mike, and I appreciate everything that you've done for the veterans. I got a lot of respect for what you're putting up with right now, what you're going through, and I wish you the best, man.
I appreciate it, Drumr.
Hey, thank you so much, dude.
For giving me the time.
No problem. And anytime you need a platform, just hit me up.
Most certainly.
All right, Mike. Well, thank you very much, man.
My pleasure.
Don't bullshit me. 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 I am so sick of this shit. Try me, motherfucker, and you gonna see what happens. Try me, motherfucker, and you gonna see what happens.